The story begins in 1962, where we are shown a huge ship named Antonia Graza in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. A total of 600 passengers are on board heading to New York. Party is underway on the ship, a beautiful singer is performing and everyone is enjoying her music. And dancing, everyone on the ship is overjoyed, but they have no idea that within minutes something terrifying is about to happen. Then we see a man lift a lever in the engine room. As the lever rises, a sharp wire tightens and slices through everyone. In an instant, bodies begin to split apart. It becomes a horrific scene with blood everywhere. A young girl named Katie survives because she is short. The wire passes right above her head. We then jump 40 years ahead, where a group is towing a large ship with a tugboat. Suddenly, the old ship begins to sink. Seeing this, the group leader sends a girl from his team, named Murphy, to free the wire holding the ship in place. If the old ship sinks, their tugboat will be dragged down with it. When Murphy reaches the ship, she discovers a large crack in its lower section. Water is rushing in, and the ship will sink within 5 minutes. Murphy informs her team leader. Hearing this, the leader orders her to release the pulling wire and return to the tugboat immediately, as they are about to abandon the old ship. At that moment, 2 more team members arrive and urge Murphy to leave. But it had taken them 3 months to find this ship, so Murphy refuses to give up so easily. She jumps into the water to save it, seeing her the 2 teammates above also jump in with tools. Together, the 3 of them weld the cracks before the ship sinks. They manage to save it later. They sell the ship in the market and earn a fortune, which the team leader divides equally among everyone. A man named Jack had been watching them for a while and listening to their conversation. He learns that they make money by finding lost ships at sea and selling them. Jack approaches them and tells the team leader about a ship hidden like a treasure. Jack is actually referring to the ship that disappeared 40 years ago. The same one where an unknown man lifted a lever and wiped out everyone. The team leader has also heard of a ship named Antonia Graza, which vanished 4 decades earlier. He says many people have searched for it, but no one has ever found it. Jack tells him, I know where that ship is. If we bring it back and sell it, we will become rich overnight. Hearing about the money, everyone in the group agrees to the mission, and the next day, they set out in their tugboat to find the Antonia Graza. After several days of travel, they reach a desolate spot in the ocean. One of the team members picks up a signal from a nearby ship. They realize that the vessel lost 40 years ago is somewhere close. A short distance ahead, they spot a huge ship. It is the same ship we saw at the beginning. Missing for the past 4 decades, seeing it, they become excited and believe they will earn a fortune by selling it. The team leader instructs 2 men to stay in the tugboat and enters the ship with a few companions to investigate once. Inside, they hear a strange noise that startles them. The leader tells the group to keep moving forward. Following the sound, they reach a large clock. They notice that the clock's hands are still ticking. After a moment, the hands suddenly stop. This seems very unusual to them. They continue searching through the ship. Inside, everything is in ruins with broken structures and metal everywhere. As they move ahead, one of their teammates almost falls through a collapsing floor, but Murphy grabs him in time. While pulling him up, they notice a girl below. She is the same girl who survived the disaster in 1962, when everyone else was killed. Shockingly, even after 40 years, she appears exactly the same age. This makes it clear that she is her spirit. When Murphy looks at her again, she suddenly vanishes. They manage to pull their partner to safety. Murphy is unsure whether the girl was real or just a hallucination, but after witnessing all this, Murphy becomes extremely frightened. The ship is massive, so they continue exploring and eventually reach the main cabin. While searching, they find a digital wristwatch. This confuses them because such watches did not exist 40 years ago. This makes them realize that someone else must have been on this ship before them. They return to their tugboat, and the team leader decides that the next day they will tie the ship to the tugboat and tow it away. The next morning, they discover a large hole in the ship that is causing it to slowly sink. The leader says it is impossible to move the ship in this condition because a huge amount of water has collected. Inside, the added water has greatly increased the ship's weight. Trying to tow it like this would be foolish, they decide to weld the hole shut first, then pump out all the water and finally tow the ship. Everyone agrees with the plan, and they begin working. Some team members repair the hole, while others continue searching for treasure inside. During her search, Murphy comes across a swimming pool. She is shocked to see that the pool is covered in bullet holes. She tries to leave the pool area. The girl appears before her, once again terrified. Murphy falls back into the pool. Her head hits the pool floor hard, and blood begins to flow. The pool absorbs the blood instantly when Murphy looks up. Again, the girl is gone, and Jack is standing there. Jack helps Murphy out of the pool after getting out. Murphy tells Jack, I just saw a girl here, but she suddenly disappeared. Jack replies, it must be your imagination. There's nothing like that here. The 2 continue walking, and after they leave, the pool fills entirely with blood. Meanwhile, the team leader discovers the captain's room of the old ship when he enters. He finds the room in terrible condition. After searching the room, he finds nothing important. On the table in front of him, he sees a wine bottle and a glass full of alcohol. It looks as if someone had just been drinking. There, as the team leader is about to take a sip, he glances at the mirror and sees the old ship's captain behind him, frightened. He drops the glass, shattering it on the floor. The team leader runs away in panic. Strange events continue happening to everyone on the ship. One of the team members, Mark, hears a woman singing. He follows the voice and reaches a lower deck where the same singer from the beginning of the story is performing. Meanwhile, Murphy and Jack move forward and open a door leading out of the laundry room. A huge wave of water rushes out, carrying the bodies of many people. Terrified Murphy and Jack continue onward as they walk. A cabin door swings open. Inside, Jack finds a luxurious car. He becomes excited at the sight of it. But Murphy feels uneasy and wants to leave quickly. Suddenly, they notice something moving in another room. When they investigate and move the object aside, they are shocked to find a box filled with gold. Murphy immediately calls the rest of the group when everyone arrives. They discover 9 similar boxes, each containing 28 gold bars. Seeing this treasure, the entire team becomes overjoyed, believing they have become rich overnight after finding such a massive fortune. They decide to leave the ship and take only the gold with them. They load the gold onto their tugboat and prepare to depart. The captain of the tugboat starts cleaning the engine to get it running, but the cylinder valve on the tugboat turns on by itself. Gas begins to leak into the air. Meanwhile, Murphy once again sees the same girl running toward him quickly, as if trying to warn him, but then someone grabs her and pulls her down. At that moment, the tugboat captain starts the engine. The gas leaking from the cylinder ignites, causing a massive explosion that destroys the entire tugboat. The captain is killed instantly. Now the group is stranded on an isolated, abandoned ship in the middle of the ocean. They're all extremely distressed because their only escape boat has been completely destroyed. One of their companions, Mark, becomes deeply emotional while looking at a photo of his girlfriend. They were supposed to get married in 2 weeks, and now he feels he'll never leave the ship alive. In his frustration, Mark starts drinking the old liquor stored on the vessel. Meanwhile, Murphy is troubled by the fact that she keeps seeing the same girl, determined to find answers. Murphy checks the ship's passenger records. She discovers that the girl she has been seeing is named Katie. While researching, Murphy reaches Katie's room. When she opens the closet door, she finds Katie's body, which horrifies her. Murphy gathers her courage and removes the locket from around the body's neck. Inside the locket, she finds a photo of Katie with her parents. Standing behind her, seeing this, Murphy is shocked. Katie's voice suddenly says, "Don't close the locket. I'm seeing my mom and dad after so many years." Murphy can't believe she is speaking to someone who is already dead. But when she tries to hand the locket to Katie, it passes straight through her hand. Only then does Murphy finally realize that Katie is not alive but a spirit. Katie tells Murphy that many souls are trapped on this ship. She explains that none of them will be freed until the man who controls them is killed. Murphy asks Katie who is the man holding all of you captive. Just as Katie is about to reveal his identity, strange insects suddenly begin crawling across the deck. Katie becomes terrified and warns Murphy to leave the ship immediately, or they will all die. She then disappears. Meanwhile, Mark, after finishing the entire bottle, starts feeling dizzy. Suddenly, all the tables and chairs around him begin to shake. In an instant, everything repairs itself, and the people who died on the ship 40 years ago appear alive again. Mark stands in the middle, surrounded by people clapping. For him at first, Mark feels uneasy, but then assumes it's just the effect of the alcohol. Female singer from earlier approaches him and starts seducing him. She completely mesmerizes him, and Mark follows her without hesitation. He does not realize that the singer is leading him into a trap. She stops near the edge of the floor and calls out to him. As Mark steps forward toward her, he suddenly falls through the broken floor and dies. We then see the team leader sitting in the old captain's room. He watches as a wine bottle begins to move on its own. Moments later, the spirit of the ship's captain appears. Before him, the leader is terrified. The spirit pours wine into a glass and offers it to him. He also gives the leader a photo of a ship named Lorelei. The captain explains that many years ago, a man came aboard and told them about the Lorelei. He claimed that a massive treasure was hidden inside that ship. When they rescued the Lorelei ship, they actually found the treasure hidden inside. The captain shows the team leader another photo and says, "This is the man who told us about the Lorelei." Team leader is shocked when he sees the man's picture. It is Jack. But the photo is 40 years old. Even after 4 decades, Jack looks exactly the same as he does now. The team leader realizes that Jack is not human but a spirit. Understanding this, he becomes desperate to get his team off the ship. He immediately begins searching for his companions, but then he runs into the same teammate who died in the explosion caused by the gas leak on the tugboat. It is the spirit of the man who was killed, and he moves toward the leader to attack him. The team leader runs to save himself. At that moment, Murphy arrives and the spirit vanishes, however. The team leader sees Murphy's face as the same ghost he encountered moments earlier. Believing Murphy is also a spirit, he panics and attacks him. Murphy defends himself and injures the leader's leg, but it does not stop the leader for long. He gets up again and moves to attack Murphy. Before he can harm Murphy, Jack appears from behind and strikes the leader on the head with an iron rod, knocking him unconscious. Jack is the same man who brought all of them to the ship, among the entire team. Only the leader discovered that Jack was not human, but a demon-like spirit. Jack also realized that the leader had uncovered the truth to remove the leader from his path. Jack manipulates the others and claims that if the leader wakes up, he might harm someone. Everyone agrees with Jack. They throw their unconscious leader into a water tank. With no other option, the remaining members continue repairing the old ship as planned. They weld the opening through which the water was entering and begin pumping out the accumulated water. Murphy notices that one of his teammates, Mark, is missing. So he goes to look for him. The girl's spirit appears once again and tells him that the man he is searching for is dead. She reveals that Mark died while following the female singer. The girl then gently places her hand on Murphy's shoulder and transports him back to the night in 1962 when the tragedy occurred. That night, everyone on the ship was brutally murdered a group of criminals, killed the passengers with the intention of stealing all the gold. Stored on the ship, they poisoned some people, sliced others in half with the wire, and shot many of them mercilessly. Even Katie was not spared. They dragged her into a room and hanged her. Behind all of this was the female singer who had masterminded the entire plan to steal the gold. With the help of her men, she killed every person on the ship. After the massacre, all the gold was in their possession. The ship's officer was secretly working with Lady Singer. At Lady Singer's signal, he killed his own companions. But when he turned around, Singer shot him as well, Lady. Singer believed all the gold belonged to her, since everyone on the ship had been eliminated, but then a man, true mastermind behind everything, appeared and killed Lady Singer by hanging her with an iron chain. Murphy, with Katie's help, witnessed this and finally saw the mastermind, leaving him in shock. The man was none other than Jack, who had lured them here with the promise of gold. The ship had been leaking and slowly sinking. To save it, someone was needed who could repair the damage, so Jack cleverly brought them here for that purpose. Now that the ship was fully repaired, Jack no longer needed them and planned to get rid of them all. Realizing this, Murphy remembered how he had been influenced by Jack and had locked his leader. Inside a tank, Murphy rushed to save him. But by the time he arrived, the leader had already died as the tank filled with water. Murphy tried to break the tank's glass, but it was too strong. Despite his efforts, he could not save him. Murphy then went to find one of his companions. Dodge Murphy told Dodge the truth about Jack and warned him to shoot Jack on sight. "I'm going to look for another one of our crew," he said. Soon after Murphy left, Jack appeared in front of Dodge. Dodge pointed his gun at Jack and ordered him not to move. Hearing this, Jack realized Murphy had revealed the truth. Jack tried to distract Dodge with conversation to grab the gun, but Dodge saw through his trick and immediately shot him. Knocking him back, Dodge approached Jack and assumed he was dead. Dodge left unaware that Jack was still alive. Meanwhile, Murphy discovered that the companion he went to find had already died in the water. All of Murphy's companions, except Dodge, were now gone. So Murphy decided to destroy the entire ship. He began placing explosives throughout the ship when Dodge arrived. Dodge told Murphy he had killed Jack. Murphy replied that Jack wouldn't die because Jack wasn't human. He was a demon. We need to blow up the entire ship so he can't trap more people like us. Murphy said all the souls he has imprisoned will finally be freed. Dodge angrily argued that destroying the ship would also destroy the gold, and they would return home empty-handed. Murphy said the gold was nothing more than Jack's trick, and they would never be able to take it, so I have to blow up the ship no matter what he insisted. Jack realized that Murphy wouldn't stop Jack, then revealed his true form and explained that he had already killed Dodge. Jack told Murphy that their roles were similar. Just as Murphy collected stranded ships, Jack collected souls. I used to be human, but I committed many sins, and this punishment turned into my new purpose. Now I'm a soul collector, and for that I need a ship. I don't want you to destroy it. Jack offered Murphy a deal. He said, "Go. I won't kill you, but in return you must not blow up the ship." But Murphy refused. Jack struck him with an iron rod and knocked him to the ground as Jack moved in to finish him. Murphy fired an arrow at the bomb remote. He immediately jumped into the water. The remote triggered a massive explosion on the ship. The blast caused the entire vessel to sink. Murphy became trapped underwater. He couldn't find a way out and struggled for breath. Then Katie's spirit appeared and held his hand. She guided him upward. Murphy saw that all the souls Jack had imprisoned were finally freed. With great difficulty, Murphy reached the surface. He watched as the freed souls returned to their real worlds. In truth, every soul on the ship had been enslaved by Jack. Only Katie's soul remained untouched because her spirit was pure, and Jack could never fully control her. That was why Katie kept helping Murphy. Murphy floated in the ocean using a box for support eventually. He reached a passing ship that rescued him when he arrived at the port. He saw something shocking. From the ambulance window, Jack was still alive. Jack was moving all the gold onto another ship. He planned to repeat the cycle, kill more people and trap their souls in exchange for the gold. The story ends here.